When we're young, we have an amazing, positive outlook about how great life is going to be, but somewhere along the line, we forget to dream and end up settling. Join Up Dots features amazing people who refuse to give up and chose to go after their dreams. This is your blueprint for greatness. So here's your host, live from the back of his garden in the UK, David Ralph.
Right, okay, episode 3 of Discovering Your Unique Talent. Yes, we've been trying to break down as much as possible how you guys can find out what you're on this planet for. How can you discover your purpose in life? And it's not easy because more often than not, we're so engulfed by life, we don't actually stop to reflect on what we're good at and what comes naturally to us. And when things do come really naturally to us, quite a lot of the time we kind of think, well, no one's going to pay for that. I can just do it in 5 minutes. So in the first episode, we were looking at reflecting and really sort of going internally and doing the work on yourself, trying to find out the things that you were good at. We gave you a couple of examples and exercises that can really help you find out the things that you love doing, the things that you're really great at doing. But in the second episode was all about experimentation, trying other things to see what things that you like. And there might be something just waiting around the corner for you that you've never done before. And just by saying yes to an opportunity and trying it out, you might actually find that it's something that would never have occurred to you before, but it's actually the thing that you can just bring value into your life and income and enjoy yourself in the process. Well, the third episode I think is probably the hardest because most people that are trying to change their life kind of like to do it on their own. They're scared to reach out, okay? But you really need to reach out and find out the perspective of others and look for their insights, because their insights can provide valuable guidance in uncovering your strengths and talents. They will tell you what you're really good at and what you're not good at and the things that you're amazing at. And so we're going to delve into the practical steps you can take to leverage this external perspective and then gain a deeper understanding of your unique abilities. Now, the importance of seeking external perspectives, basically asking other people, could you give me a bit of feedback? What am I good at? Because when it comes to the self-discovery, it's just easy to get caught up in what we think we're good at and overlook certain aspects of our abilities. And this is where the viewpoint of others become invaluable, because people know us as well. And trusted friends, family members, colleagues, or if you can find a mentor, they often will cut through the crap and say, well, actually, you're rubbish at that. And you're actually really good at that. And they possess a sort of unique vantage point from which to observe our strengths objectively. And by getting these insights and observations that we might not have considered ourselves, it really does help us gain a more comprehensive view of our talents. And some of it we may not agree with, but more often than not, after a while, we sort of go, okay, yeah, I can see what they're saying. It was just so far removed from what I was thinking about that I just couldn't see it. Now, it is kind of scary time, this, and that's why I say this is probably one of the hardest things that people can do, reaching out to other people, because we don't really like it when people say you're not very good at something. We get our back up and go, well, actually, I think I'm very good at it and I've been doing it for years and years and years. And we're also not very good when people say nice things about us. And compliments are very difficult to have come our way. So by reaching out to trusted individuals, as I say, it's crucial to really seek their input. So how do you do this? Well, you start by identifying a select group of individuals who you value and have been with you for a long time. And these probably will include really close friends who have witnessed you in action, or family members. Or one of the good things is go back to your family home. If you can still go back to your family home and have a root around in the loft or look at old photos and stuff, a lot of the time you'll find things that you used to really like doing as a kid, but you've just kind of forgotten. You've got wrapped up in the world of earning income and responsibilities. And I remember, I tell this story a lot, but I remember going back in the loft and finding a series of cassette tapes from the sort of late 70s, I would have said. And I'd totally forgotten that. I used to go around with a little tape recorder and a microphone and interview shopkeepers and bank managers and stuff, and the vicar. I remember doing that one as well. And then 20, 30 years later, I'm doing exactly the same, earning an income on something that I really love doing, understanding what makes people tick and communicating that with others. So look for family members and look for colleagues who have seen you excel in certain areas, and just say to them, what do I do? Reach out to them and just request their feedback and be clear about your intentions. Explain to them that you're trying to change, you're trying to develop new income streams, you're trying to become a better version of yourself, and you would really value their input in your personal journey of self-discovery. And ask them to reflect on specific instances or patterns they've noticed where you've excelled or demonstrated, unique abilities. And you can do this by just asking a few questions or jotting it down, saying, if I leave this form with a few questions, would you be able to answer them for me? And I'll collect them in about 3 weeks' time. There's no pressure on it at all, but I'd just be really interested to know, because I'm struggling to find out what I should be doing in life, okay? And so just ask them to give constructive feedback. And of course, when receiving the feedback, it's essential to have an open mind and have a willingness to learn. Don't sort of get a bit arsy about it. Remember, the purpose of seeking these perspectives from friends and colleagues is to gain insights that you may not have been apparent to yourself. So some feedback might affirm what you already know about yourself, which is great, while others might surprise you, and some of it you might actually dislike. But just embrace it. Embrace the positive and the constructive, and just look at it as feedback, nothing more than feedback, and just helping you move on to where you are. Now, once you have done this, once you've reached out to trusted individuals and people that can help you, gather it all together. Gather it all together and look for common threads, just like we did in episode 1 of this mini course, when we said look at the things that you love, like, and hate, and see what sort of areas, themes, groups are common in the things that you like doing. And with their feedback and their recurring observations, pay attention to the patterns that emerge, because they can provide important clues about, once again, what you're good at. And consider compiling the feedback you receive to create a real overview of the qualities that others perceive in you. Now, once you've done that, okay, you can really go a step further, and I'm a great advocate of a book and a website by Gallup called Strength Finders 2.0. Now, it might have moved on to 2.1, 2.2, but this really does help identify your strengths and talents. And basically, you pay to take a test, and there's about 147 questions, and a lot of them are very similar. Some sort of, you think, oh, I think I've already answered this, but they're just answering it in a different way. And they will actually identify from the information that you give and the answers you give your 5 key strengths and talents. And I used all of those to develop Join Up Dots. And my biggest one was futuristic. The second one was communication. And effectively, you can look at your 5 strengths and think, okay, how do I make these into super talents? How can I really forget about my weaknesses, but how can I look at this and grab all of them and move them into an area that people are really waiting for these things in that position? And once you've done that, and it's really rocket power to you. it really will shoot you on, because you can just learn how to leverage these strengths and then seek opportunities to refine and showcase them. So it's called Strength Finders 2.0. You can go over to Google and just look for it. And as I say, it's an online test. You get a book as well. And once you've done the test, you get a load of feedback that comes back, and then they give you examples of what you can actually do to develop your strengths into superpowers. So it's really, really powerful. And out of all these steps, I would say I would do that one first. Doesn't cost a lot of money, but you learn so much from it. And I've literally, I've earned thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds based on the information this test gave me, and then my willingness to define those strengths and upskill and try to become as good as I possibly could in those. Okay, so seeking the perspectives of trusted friends, family members, colleagues is the key part of self-discovery. It takes you out of what you think and into the world of what other people think, and then you've hit both areas, really. You've really got the ability to embrace the collective wisdom and then find your purpose in life. Embark on that self-discovery that will unlock your full potential. Okay, so let's just go through it very quickly. Conduct one-on-one feedback sessions. Okay, Oprah Winfrey, she's always sought feedback from her close-knit team and audience, which has helped her refine her skills. Seek out diverse viewpoints to gain a comprehensive understanding. Look for as many people as possible, because all these different bits of feedback will open your eyes to what's possible. Engage in group feedback sessions, utilize the online questionnaires like the Gallup Strength Finders 2.0. It's all out there for you, and you can really use that to power forward. And these methods have been used by people from Oprah to Elon Musk, Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook, Tim Ferriss, Serena Williams. They all help gain those external perspectives and push you forward. It helps you unlock your full potential. So that's episode 3 of this mini course. That's probably the hardest part, and that's the one that's going to take the most time. But if you skip it, then it's up to you. But if you're following through the steps bit by bit, then you will come out at the end with an absolute blueprint of where you should be heading. And then it's quite easy to change your life, earn a lot of income, and really live to your full potential. Until next time, we'll see you again. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, join up dots, join up dots, join up dots. Join up